Hello students, in this video I'm going to talk about plants form and function. It is chapter 9 of class 6th. So let's get started. Now we are going to study about herbs. What are herbs? Herbs are small plants with tender green stems. Okay, they are small in size and they have less branches. They don't have branches, only very small branches are present. Okay, and these herbs, they are used in your medicines and in your food, and examples of herbs could be your coriander, mustard, wheat. They all come under the category of herbs. Okay, the next one is your shrubs. Shrubs are medium sized plant with hard stem. Their size is medium and they are having a thick stem, not very thick, but then also as compared to herbs, a bit a thick stem. Okay, and these shrubs, they have small branches are present in them, and examples are rose, China rose. All these shrubs, they are mostly grown in the garden. Okay, they are mostly the garden plants. The flowers, they come under the category of shrubs. Next comes your trees. Trees are the plants with a hard and thick brown stem. They are called as trees. You all are very familiar with the trees. Trees are human beings' best friends. Okay, trees, they provide us with oxygen. Trees are very, very important for our environment. So we all should plant trees and we all should not cut trees. Examples of trees are so many trees: mango trees, apple trees, papaya, your mango tree, neem tree. They all come under tree. The next is your climbers and creepers. Plants that take sport on neighboring structures and climb up are called as climbers. Like your pea is a climber, money plant is a climber. Creepers, plant with weak stem that cannot stand upright and spread on the ground, are called as creepers. Like your pumpkin, watermelon, they all are creepers. They can't go to a certain height, they just creep down on the soil only. Okay, now all these plants, they have a root. They all need root. Okay, so they all need root to hold themselves. Okay, so the plant root helps the plant to get stuck in the soil. They help in anchoring the plant. They help in absorbing the water for the plants. Root, they go deep inside the soil to absorb water for the plant. So root system is very, very important. And there are two types of root systems. First root system is your fibrous root system, and the second root system is your taproot system. In plant with the taproot system, the taproot is the largest, mostly centered and most dominant root. Okay, from where the lateral roots, they are coming out. Whereas in a fibrous root system, usually it is formed of thin branches root growing from the stem. Okay, so there is a taproot system and a fibrous root system. So you can see these two systems in the picture given there. Okay, now we have stem. Stem helps water and mineral to go to the leaf and other part of the plant. A stem is very, very important part of the plant. It is a narrow tube-like structure which helps as a connecting between the roots and the leaves. Okay, so stem allow all the things to pass through them and reach either the leaves or either the roots. Okay, so after the stems we have the leaves. Leaves are an important organ of the plant which helps in photosynthesis, which prepares the food for the plant. Okay, and the structure of a leaf, it contains a leaf blade, a midrib, veins are there. There is the part from which the leaf is attached to the stem is called as your petiole. What it is called as? Petiole. And the flat part of the leaf is called as your lamina. Okay, and there are veins in between. So when there are veins in between, it leads to leaf venation. Leaf venation is also of two types: parallel venation and reticulate venation. Parallel venation is when the veins run parallel to each other, like you see in grasses. Reticulate venation is when the veins, they run at an angle to each other, at an angle to the midrib. Okay, so that is called as your reticulate venation. Reticulate venation, it can be seen in your leaves of your peas. Okay, then what does the leaf do? It helps in transpiration. Water comes out from the leaf in form of vapors. This process is called transpiration. Leaves also help in your photosynthesis. Okay, so leaves perform two main functions of transpiration and of photosynthesis. It provides food for the plant. So the leaves, the food is prepared in the leaves, and from the stem it is taken to the other part of the plant. Okay, the next is your photosynthesis. How this photosynthesis takes place, you have already studied about it. Photosynthesis is the process in which the leaves, they make the food in the presence of sunlight. They take carbon dioxide plus water, then they give food plus oxygen. Food is used by the plant itself, and oxygen is given as a byproduct outside. It is thrown out of the plant, and we all take that particular oxygen because it is our necessity. Okay, now the most important part of the plant is flower. It is the reproductive structure that is found in the plant. Okay, and the reproductive structure is very, very important because the plant needs to reproduce. Okay, so there are different parts of a flower. In our surrounding, we see different flowers with different colors, with different petals. So they all are the reproductive structure of a plant. Okay, so now the structure of a flower. What is the structure of a flower? A flower contains a stamen and a pistil. Stamens are the pollen producing reproductive organs. Stamens are the male part of the flower, and pistils is the female part of the plant. It is the ovule producing part of the flower, is known as your pistil. Okay, in which the ovule is being produced. That means the ovary is being produced, is called as your pistil. So male part is stamen and female part is pistil. Okay, then what is the structure of a flower? A flower, it consists of your petals. Okay, and then inside it consists of your stamen, anther and filament, that is your male part, and your female part, it consists of pistil, style and stigma, and below that is your ovary. Okay, it is guarded by sepals also. In the ovary, it contains ovules. Okay, so this is the structure of a flower. Now again, the male part is stamens and it consists of your anther and filament. The part of the stamen where pollen is produced is your anther, and filament is the part which attaches the anther to the flower. Female part, the pistil, consists of style, stigma and ovary. Okay, style is a cylindrical tube, stigma is the sticky platform where the pollen gets collected, ovary is the enlarged portion of the pistil. Okay, so this is the part of the flower, the female part and the male part. Okay, so as you can see it in the picture also, it is very clear. Female reproductive part, these are the style, the ovary and the pistil. Okay, so in this flower it is more clear about the pistil, that is the female reproductive part of the flower. Okay, so stigma receives the pollen grain, style connects to the ovary and ovary contains the ovule. Okay, the next picture shows the structure of a male part, that is your stamen. A stamen consists of anthers and filaments. Anther is found on the tip and it consists of your pollen. It secretes the pollen grains, and filament is the stalk that supports the anther. Okay, the yellow dusty particles which you see, that is the pollen grain. Okay, and it helps in reproduction. Okay, so I hope so by looking towards the pictures and relating the things to the pictures, you will be able to understand the concept.